Okay, so let's start identifying customers. The main thing to remember about identifying customers is that a customer is anyone between you and the end user, right? So, yeah, anyone between you and the end user. I like to give the example of a toy in McDonald's Happy Meal, right? So let's say you work in a little factory. Okay, let's add you. Boom. Awesome. Little person there. You're happy, trust me. So there, you're in a factory, right? And your end user, way over here, is a little kid who just can't wait to get his little Happy Meal toy, right? So, who are all the different people who are going to touch this Happy Meal toy before it gets to the end user? I don't know who to call this guy. We'll call this guy... Yeah, we won't give him a name. Alright, so who are all the different people? Well, to get immediately from the factory, right, the first thing you have to do is you have to ship it to somewhere, right? So we're going to have a truck of some kind. Now, just this shipping company is going to have their own needs. What are the things you have to worry about when you have a shipping company? This is why it's easier sometimes to have people in front of you, but... it has to fit inside of a truck. It's a McDonald's Happy Meal, but whatever. You have to package it such that it'll fit inside of a truck easily. You want to use as much of this, McDonald's Happy Meal toys are not heavy, so you want to use as much of this space as possible. After the truck, right? It goes to a McDonald's distribution center, a giant distribution center where they send, this is, I can't draw a McDonald's guy, so we'll just draw a gigantic sign, a gigantic McDonald's sign. So, it goes to a distribution center, huge shipment of these things, where then it's sent out to all the different stores, right? By McDonald's distribution company. So, it's next touched by, you got another truck in there, right? Another shipping company. Oops. It's next touched by a McDonald's store, right? So now it's at a McDonald's store. They got a little, 6 billion sold sign. At the McDonald's store, they unpackage it, throw them into bags, whatever. Little kids don't actually buy these things, right? The parents buy these things. So, one of our users is the parents. This guy's got spiked hair. And then finally, the toy gets to our surprisingly small kid. Right? So each one of these people has their own whole set of needs, right? In this whole process. The truck driver, right? This has to be easy to ship. Usually this just means that it fits easily into boxes and those boxes stack easily such that you can fill this whole space in here with none missing, right? So trucks have weight limits and space limits. So if you're not up against the weight limit, you better fill that whole truck. Easy to ship. Once it gets to the distribution center, it has to be easy to split up into the size of whatever that these guys need. So this has to be easy to distribute. Distribution needs, cost needs, right? Parents don't actually buy the toy in the Happy Meal, right? They buy the Happy Meal, and the cost of a Happy Meal is fixed. So the cost of that toy, if it fluctuates at all, eats into McDonald's profits. So they care greatly about the cost. They care greatly about the number in each box. How it's put in the box. Is it just thrown in there? Can you stack them? Can you subdivide them within each box? Whichever. Actually, at the store, this has to be easy to put in a bag, right? Can't be too big. It has to actually, can't take up all the space. All kinds of concerns. Once you get to the actual parents, what do parents care about? One, it has to look like it's not going to choke your kid, so it has to be safe. Has to look like it's fun to a parent, right? If you have a toy, looks stupid, are they going to want to spend an extra $1.50 on a meal for their kid if they don't have to? So it has to look fun to a parent. Has to look like they're not going to step on it and it'll hurt too much. You know, all these things, all these concerns from a parent. And then for the actual kid, has to look like it's going to be fun. Has to actually be fun, right? So that the next time they get in the store, they want to buy another one. Has to be fun. Has to look like it's fun. You know, it can't have lead paint. It has to be safe, so that if they're gnawing on it, they're not gonna end up excessively violent when they're older. All these different things, right? So, you know, and these needs are not exhaustive by far. The shipping person is going to have quite a few concerns. The distribution center is going to have quite a few concerns. And on top of all of this, you're going to have internal customers, right? So if you're making something like a McDonald's Happy Meal, there are going to be multiple teams of people working on this product, right? So once you're going to have probably one individual person who does painting your products, coloring them. So you're going to have a paint engineer, right? What does that paint engineer need to know before he can decide what paint to use and stuff like that? Well, he needs to know what color you're going to make it, right? So his needs are to know the color. He needs to know the base material so that he can make sure that it adheses pretty well, right? He probably needs to know how it's going to be used, so he needs to know about wear characteristics. So these are his needs, right? And these are all his paint engineers sitting up here in this factory with you. Skirt this time. Hair there. So this paint engineer is sitting in this factory with you, but you still need to be concerned, know what you need to get to them, what their needs are, right? All the information they need to know. Awesome. So for your second deliverable, right? This is something you're going to need to sketch out for me. Obviously in words, though. You're going to need to tell me all the different people you have to worry about, all your different customers, right? Fairly exhaustive list. You don't need to tell me their needs, but you need to tell me all the different people who are involved, and broadly what they care about, right? Broadly what they care about. Eventually we'll be much more specific with all the needs, but you're going to tell me broadly what they care about. We're not going to worry about internal customers yet. Cool. So the next thing we're going to talk about after this is how we're going to identify customer needs.